Okay, so let's talk about a concept in ecology and conservation about a umbrella species and a charismatic species. So first off, a charismatic species is a species of animal, plant, organism, probably not bacteria or anything, so animal or plant that is in general very appealing to the public. Generally, they are animals that are considered to be like stereotypically cute or cool. So for example, charismatic species would include cute animals such as giant pandas, koalas, red pandas, basically anything soft and fluffy with big eyes. The other side of that would be animals that are considered to be stereotypically cool or badass, such as sharks, snakes, again, big cats, things like that people associate with being just really neat and like cool. This can also include things that are like considered pretty, like butterflies or like a bunch of plant species, usually flowers. So just things that are aesthetically pleasing to humans. Now this is important in conservation because charismatic species are way easier to like gain support in conservation efforts. It is way easier to get people to care or pay attention about a giant panda because they are cute and fluffy and everybody loves them than it is for something that people traditionally don't care about as much, such as maybe a insect species or just a small, insignificant plant species. Okay, this isn't working. Fuck, microphone. Whatever. And so that charismatic species segues into what an umbrella species is. So let's use a giant panda as an example. So everybody loves pandas. They are adorable, they're fluffy, and nobody wants the pandas to go extinct because they're so cute. So there's lots of conservation efforts surrounding the giant panda. And there's been a lot of money raised through fundraisers and just donations and everything to save and help protect the giant pandas. However, if there is an endangered insect or something, it is way harder to get support for conservation efforts for just like a random beetle than it is for the giant panda. But if the beetle happens to fall within the range of the giant panda, they're basically automatically protected as well. Since giant pandas are endangered and protected and they have a large portion of their native habitats protected, then anything that lives within those protected areas are also safer from habitat loss, poaching, any of that. Here's kind of a chart, I guess, of a bunch of different species, plants and animals that fall within the panda's native habitat in China. So the panda lives in this certain area, but that area of stroke often overlaps with the area of all of these species. So if you protect the area that the pandas are in, you also protect the area that all of these other species are in. This, for example, is a bamboo borer. It lives in the same area of China that pandas do, in the bamboo forests. And while most people would not give a solitary shit about the pine bearer on its own, most people do care about the pandas. And so since this bamboo borer lives in the same area as the panda, since the panda is protected, this is also protected, so the panda is the umbrella, and everything under the umbrella is protected by that panda. So while in terms of conservation, it is a little bit frustrating that it is so hard to get support for species that aren't considered a charismatic species and the public doesn't care about as much, the fact that those charismatic species are also usually umbrella species is very useful for conservation, because by protecting those charismatic umbrella species, you are also protecting the less charismatic anything under the umbrella that normally would not get a lot of support and protection just because they're not cute or cool. So, yeah. That's umbrella and charismatic species.